Back up and do that. All right. It's that extra push when you need it. Like discipline's going to carry you over the finish line. You get close, you go, man, I'm tired. I'm like, no. I'm gonna keep going. You've seen guys that do that. They're just like, man, they're right there near the end. They're stumbling, and then they're crawling. I've seen races where they finish like that. That's called discipline, right? And so this is what's required. Now let's talk about. I want to bring it into life and in our leadership areas. But self discipline is not being harsh. That's what we think a lot of times it is. You just got to be harsh. You got to be tough. Got to no. It's just an inner deal that says I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to do this thing. It's not being robotic. It's not even being perfect. And it's not just grind. Well, I just grind, man. It's just 24/7. It's like never resting. No, that's not self discipline either. So what it is doing what matters, right? Like I know what matters, and I'm going to be disciplined to do that, right? It goes back to that 80-20 rule. 20% of what you do accomplishes about 80% of your work. And so if you just go, hey, I'm going to master that 20%, I'm digging in, right? It discipline creates guardrails. It keeps us from getting in trouble, and so we create discipline. I talk to guys who maybe they're drinking too much and they're wanting to throttle back, but they don't know how. I just, it's hard to just quit, right? But I said, hey, how about this? How about you never bring it in your house? Let's start there, right? Can you do that? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Now, the reason why that works is because they still want it and they still may go get it, but instead of it costing you just a little bit whatever a bottle costs, all of a sudden you're gonna pay $15 for a drink, right? And so then you say, hey, could you not do to that? Could you just have one drink on the weekend and substitute with something else, right? It's again what that is building the muscle. It's also setting guardrails because if a guy knows he's going to get in trouble, then you have to put up those guardrails. Discipline is what does that, and you do it little at a time until you've overcome it. That's how that works. Uh, Self discipline is about being reliable. Like if you say you're going to be somewhere, I'm going to get up and do that. Right? That's a part of it. You don't get to pack it in and go, I just don't feel like it today. No, get over that. That's not how it works. And it's also doing right regardless. Just do what's right. Right? It gets close to character. It's like do what's right even when no one's looking, but that's what it is. And then you train yourself to be unmoved by circumstances. You probably heard me say these things before, but this is what matters, right? My circumstances don't dictate how I respond to it. It is what it is. It can frustrate me. Maybe I'm going to yell for 30 seconds, but I'm not going to be moved by that. I'm not going to get derailed by that. I'm not going to get derailed by people. I'm just not, because crazies are all around us. And if I let that happen, I'd never get anything done. And so I'm not going to do that. Um, this one deficiency of self control is where most trouble comes from. There's an old philosopher said this: I have often regretted uh, my speech, but never my silence. Right? And so you don't have to say everything you think. That's where people get derailed. That's where fights start in a home. That's where all of those things happen because you just wanted to vomit your emotion instead of discipline says, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it under control. Keeps you from reacting too fast. You see, it's amazing what happens on social media when we live in about a 7-second rage, right? Something comes up on Facebook or whatever, Instagram, whatever it is, TikTok, whatever y'all do. And all of a sudden, you don't even know the facts, but it just made you mad. You started going, yeah, yeah, right? And usually it's about politics or football or something, right? And so listen, you didn't even know the facts. Somebody just said something, you just rolled with it. How stupid is that? Right? And so it's the same thing in gossip and everything else. Stop reacting so fast. That's what discipline does. It says, no, 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 no. I'm not going to make assumptions. I'm not going to make assumptions. And so this is what it is. Uh, it will also get us in trouble because we avoid the crucial conversations. Discipline will say, I'm going to speak the truth at the right time for the right reason, and I don't care what happens. Right? You have to do that. We have to have crucial conversations. You'll never move your marriage forward. You'll never move your team forward here at work if you avoid those things, because things don't just go away on their own. At some point, you have to be disciplined enough to go, I'm going to wade into this and just say what needs to be said. Um, and so it causes drift and it causes procrastination, a lack of discipline. So let me just give you some help here. Keys to becoming better, and it comes back down to what we look at when we talk about identity, values, and habits. Right? How do you get better? It starts with your identity, knowing who you are and staying grounded to who you are, staying within your strengths, being true and not diverting yourselves. Right? That's the crucial piece. Play to your strengths and realize who you are. The reason why people react and get emotional and lose self control is because they don't know who they are. And so they're playing somebody until something else comes in. And the more work you spend on identity, of knowing who you are, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your strengths, knowing who you are, personality, all of like we've talked about, then you're in a better shape to be disciplined. Listen, I know who I am. That's how come I can have crucial conversations with people that a lot of people don't want to have, because I'm actually I just I'm comfortable doing that because I'm doing it because it's what's best for you, right? But that's identity. If you don't know who you are, you're so obsessed with yourself that you can't think straight. But when you know who you are, then you're able to have your eyes up and out, and you can see things, and you're disciplined enough to be focused on the other person, which goes into the values of the golden rule. Does this make sense at all to any of you? So it's the same thing in self-discipline with the values. The better I get at the golden rule or the second mile, or just training my mind to think different outside the box, or to be attractional, that's eyes up and out. The more that I get those things in sync, the better disciplined I have. We lose discipline when we start making everything about us. That's when we go crazy. But if somebody's making you mad or whatever you want to call that, maybe there's something going on in their world. And maybe if you help them figure that out, they would be a little different and you wouldn't be so mad. So this is how that works. This is why these things that we teach here about identity and values, they matter. And the habits, those are the wheelhouse things. That's the discipline that is created because you have habits. If you follow what we talk about here, you've got a today list. And that's gonna keep that's a discipline to do that. It's easier just to sit down and just let the world come at you. But just take that time, create a today list, right? It's a game changer. Do some time blocking. Game changer. You're not distracted. No one can multitask. It's all about, you can shift tasks, but you still lose some precious time and everything else. And so those are the things that we're talking about. And this is what it looks like to create discipline in your life. Now, there's 5 areas in our life that we all run through, right? These aren't the 7 F's. This is something different. It's called time, testimony, talent, treasure, and temple. Those are 5 things that I can control. Mostly I can control my time. If I'm here, somebody else controlling, but I can control what I do at the time I have while I'm here, right? And so if I master that section of time, right? If I can show up ready, right? So maybe for some of you, it just means setting the alarm 10 minutes earlier, or don't hit the snooze, either or maybe both, right? Um, to plan the day, having already thought through what you want to get done on that day. I usually do that at the end of my day because it's a great discipline to do, to go, okay, well, I didn't get these things done, so now it's on my today list for tomorrow. And here's what I'm going to do first, second, third. If I can think about it and I'm not interrupted, this is what I'm doing, right? This is how that works. And then you avoid distractions with that time because you're on top of that. Second thing is, well, I wrote something down. It's a phrase I try to remind myself. We don't get behind because we're slow. We get behind because we're scattered, right? That's what happens. We can't stay focused. And we live in a generation that can't stay focused anymore. Not on one thing at one time. It's crazy what's going on, but that's just the world. Second thing is testimony. That is your character, right? I can control my time, and the more disciplined I am with that, the more efficient I become. If I can control my testimony, that is my mouth, and don't let it get stupid, right? My emotions, and don't let them go crazy. throwing tantrums, passive aggressive stuff, sarcasm, if that's kind of where I am, and just unleashing your emotions. Now you're disciplining your character. So one of them is going to be my time. I'm more efficient. This gives me more credibility because I've mastered my testimony, my character, how I want to be perceived by others. This is how that works. And then talent. That's the other thing. Each of us has a talent, right? I mean, you've got it. You may not know it. You may never tapped into and thought about it, but you have a talent that is either being tapped or I don't know. Like Seabass, he takes pictures. Roxanne, she does artwork. I talk, right? I mean, there's all kind of things that we do, and so you have a talent, a craft. The better you get at that, the more leverage you have to make money. Master your craft, whatever it is. Learn to do it and do it better. Some of you like, drafting and all that, right? Man, you should get after that. Anytime somebody offers a class, put tools in that tool belt, right? That's what it means. That's what we're talking about. Like master your craft. Second thing is treasure. Man, you talk about something that'll wreck your life. It's not understanding how money works and not taking care of it. And you get in over your head and you're in debt and you're out of control and life is horrible. And it's all because you didn't know how to keep your wallet in your back pocket or wherever it is you put it, right? And credit cards makes it easy to do. I can't tell how many people that I deal with that. And you know my story. I mean, ours was a different deal. Mine was more of a gamble than it was like stupidity. Well, both of those same things sometimes. But it was an investment we made that went south in a hurry. And I could do nothing about it, but still to have to go through that. And I thought, never again. I'll never put that much money in one area so that I could lose it all in one moment, right? And so now you diversify, right? And so those are the things I'm talking about. Don't be a slave to your money. Live within your means. Discipline yourself to do that. There's nothing wrong with driving an old car. Elijah? No, kidding. Elijah's looking at a new car. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with a new car either. If you can work that out in your budget. I'm joking. I'm jealous of your Audi. Uh, but but I'm just saying, it doesn't. My little fun car out there cost me $5,000. Went to Atlanta, picked it up, cost me $5,000. Right? I've well enjoyed that car, and it's I got my money's worth. Right? If it broke today, I'm still a happy. Well, I mean, I'll cry a little bit, but I'm a happy man, right? Because it's okay. It wasn't like $80,000 for that sucker. And then the last thing is your temple. That's this. This is what houses you, right? And so you better take care of it. Discipline yourself. It's the health issues of what we put in our mouth, and the way we deal with our body that's destroying you. I don't want to be an old man in bad health, by God's grace, I'm trying hard not to be, because I want to be a good steward of that. I want to be disciplined in that area so I can chase my grandkids. So that when Walker, the one that's just a week old, if should he decide to get married when when he's in his 20s, I'll still be able to do his wedding if the Lord wants me to, right? And so this is what matters. And this is really, I mean, we don't have to go any further than this. This is what it looks like to be disciplined. And the person that does that will be a leader, because there's so few people that are disciplined in those five areas and the things that we talked about. So anyway, that's the chat we had for today. Man, I hope you guys are taking advantage of this and thinking through it and mulling this stuff over, because it really is. It's changing my life, and I'm hoping it's changing yours as well. Have a great day, man. I got way more soup than we should have, so I'll do something with it.